Do you have notes?
I took them on my phone. Listen, today
I
was hard, rough. I
I
watched
don't.
this episode from my bed.
That's fair. I don't even have any notes. We're gonna figure it out.
Okay.
I mean, I guess we should just start by like telling everybody that is listening. Um, because we cherish you guys so much, we're recording this live. I've never done this before.
Right
Literally, we stopped
after.
watching it like 5 minutes ago. I have no takes. I have I have no thoughts. It's gonna be so interesting.
Guys, we're
Yeah,
so
I don't think
committed.
the only time
It's,
we've done a live recording was like after the Oscars, and you don't really need
yeah,
takes for those. So this
yeah,
is gonna be so interesting. We've never done this before, but we're committed. It was either now or like Friday. So
yeah.
um, yeah, and obviously it's basically midnight, so we're trying not to be too loud. So
It's
if
gonna
you,
be an ASMR type of
yeah,
vibe.
exactly. See, so if you tune in only for like my screaming intro, you're not getting that this week. So might as well just tap out now. Don't tap out, please. Don't tap out. Stay. Um, should we talk about the White Lotus season 3 finale?
Let's fucking go.
Hello, and welcome back to the Popcorn for Dinner podcast, and welcome to the end of another harrowing White Lotus season, White Lotus holiday. We've learned things about our brothers, we've consulted and made up with our friends, and we figured out who won the yin and yang battle. And joining me to talk about all of it, she's here with me, whispering about TV at midnight. Guys, it's Lolade.
Sawadika, guys.
Swanika. Are you ready for this experiment?
I am. Let's do it.
Yeah, man, we're gonna talk about White Lotus season 3 finale. Like we said, it's straight off the presses, straight off the dome. I have no notes. This is so like normally watch these things twice, 3 times, speak my notes, think about my takes. Zero. This is all fresh. If you hear any background noise, we apologize. We can't control things that happen at midnight. What we can control is that we are covering The Last of Us from next week, staying on HBO. We are going to be doing that a little bit later, so not like the normal straight off the episode reviews. We'll take some time, and if you want to send us your takes, we can talk about it on the podcast. So, and then that will probably come out later in the week. So, yeah, it will be a fun group. I might join them at the halfback of the season, but the Severance crew will, most of the Severance crew will be back, and they'll have a few just fun configurations that should work with that. Yellow Jackets finales this week, so please check out that if you are tapped into Yellow Jackets. And I might drag Lolade back for some surprise episodes in April and May. We'll see how things go. But we also want to rest because it's been a busy 3-4 months. Lolade, obviously as well, if you've enjoyed our White Lotus coverage, please rate and review wherever you're listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. YouTube, obviously, you're getting this much later than the next day. Like we said, we need some time to work on the video, even though we read it straight after. This is the finale. It was written and directed by Mike White. Should we just start at like the main thing?
Yeah.
Like there's no...
Yeah.
So the big casualties are Rick and Chelsea. Right, that relationship ends. In this episode, they're together forever.
Literally.
What do you have? Do you have, obviously you said you have scanty notes, I have no notes, but did you have any like immediate notes that you wrote on this? Like,
No,
I guess
it's crazy.
Shooting.
It's crazy because my notes stopped at the Ratliff families after dinner drinks.
Yeah.
Because I was just so tuned into the rest of it. Chelsea and Rick, I mean, yeah, like I know we spoke during the week and I told you like people are speculating it's gonna be Chelsea And bad luck comes in threes.
Mhm.
And
She said they're linked.
she said they are linked.
I think
and
Vegas had both their odds are like, I guess it slashed both of them as being people that would die. So
Really?
like if you had placed bet, you would have made money. Because I think by like this morning it was like Rick and Chelsea, or Rick and or Chelsea.
Oh.
Um, it.
Yeah.
I mean, the obvious thing with the Rick thing is like, because once people started dying, quote unquote, starting with Lachlan, we'll get to him. My brain
Mhm.
starts going, okay, what's he trying to say? He being Mike White.
Yeah.
Right, that's the way my brain starts working once people start falling down, like who is dying. And I
Mhm.
think with Rick, the obvious thing is like, if you're guided by vengeance and hate and all of these things, it will take you down and it also take down people around you, right? That's just like,
Mhm.
that's on the surface. You don't need to think too hard about that.
Yeah.
I I would say the only thing in this whole thing that I didn't like, well, no, yeah, I didn't like it, was the, he's your dad. He told me he's your
Yeah.
dad. As in,
Yeah.
like, I would have preferred if, because at the point I was like, oh shit, we're wrong. He's not his dad.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, you kind of surprised us, Mike White. But like, if that's going to be the case, which we already suggested or predicted, I would have preferred if it happened before.
Before he was shot.
Like, if,
Honestly,
yeah.
I would have preferred if it wasn't said at all.
Oh,
We all
same.
knew it. Like, we all knew it.
Oh, so you mean if that was the case, but it wasn't said,
Yes.
but no one, but
Uh,
won't have, but then it wouldn't have been known though.
I mean, you would have had a feeling. You'd have been like, because we've been saying this since episode 2, 3, that
Mm-hmm.
that man has to be his dad.
Mm-hmm.
It would just be like a known thing that wasn't said.
I would have liked it if he knew, or like Jim told him like he's his dad, but like it doesn't pierce his anger. Like he still goes ahead to do what,
To kill him.
like the fact that he found out his dad doesn't change the fact that he's been hating this man for 30 plus years. You can try to
Mhm.
like because I guess the idea is that we know, but Rick needs
Rick
to know.
doesn't know, yeah.
Rick needs to know that this is what he's done, right? And I just didn't like the
Mhm.
whole. It was like, I think I have it. No, it's not even my take. I said on Twitter a few years ago, but like all TV soap opera, right? Like you take away your best TV shows, like that you think are the most prestige. If you go down to it, like they have soap opera elements, right? So I
Mhm.
don't have. I'm not going to be like, oh, that's too soapy. No, like it's
Yeah.
like Succession is basically just family members backstabbing each other. Isn't that Dallas? Like,
It's
like
very soap opera.
so. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's too soap opera, but I just feel like the execution here was a bit too like, ah, come on, we could have. Should we have done a second pass at this, Mike White?
Mhm.
Like the whole, he's your dad. He told me he's your dad. I was like,
Yeah.
because again, it doesn't even make sense. Because I can't remember what James says to him at breakfast. Is like, obviously he insults his mom, but he's like,
Yeah.
I didn't kill your dad or something. It's like,
No, he said something about your dad isn't the saint you think he is, or he's not
yeah, and it's just
the
like,
good guy.
no, normal people don't talk like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're not going to tell him that you're his dad, I understand that, but then don't be like it's just, do you get what I'm trying to say? It's just ended somewhere. It just felt a bit thin. But yeah, Chelsea being a casualty of this whole thing is is interesting, because obviously we said what we think this situation, this scenario says about Rick. But then what is Mike White trying to say about Chelsea?
Chelsea?
Or is she just a woman that was fridged, essentially? Is she fridged? I don't know if it's a fridging situation. For anyone who doesn't know, fridging is like, I think came up with a comic book writer, but it's basically when a woman is killed to spur on a man in a story. It's kind of like, so in the comic books where like the hero's love interest to be killed so that he can go on his vengeance quest. I don't know if this is fridging, but it's just like, okay, Chelsea is someone that we've spent so much time with. He's the main character here. So what does her dying here, what are you trying to say about this character? By the way, guys, I don't know if I like this episode yet. That's not the sense of like, oh, I don't think I don't like. I'm just like, I haven't made my decision yet, because it's like, I literally watched it 5 minutes ago. I'm not trying to jump on anything, but I do think there's a lot to talk about, and we're going to talk about it, and I'm sure I'll find out. I didn't not like it, definitely. I really like this season. So I'm just like, I don't know. I can't be like, oh, this is a great episode just here because I need to think about it. But that's what we're doing here in this episode. So you guys are just, these are, you're joining us on the journey. But just like, yeah, so what's he trying to say about Chelsea? Like, is it don't hit your wagon into somebody that is like a lost cause? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I need more time to digest it.
Yeah. But it's
And
also what you said that, sorry, just what you said about, I think it's going to help you. Well, you can't save him. You
yeah, you
can't
can't
fix
save
him,
him.
right?
Yeah, it comes back to our conversation last week. He, so they're having breakfast, they're talking, like they're in a really good place, to be honest.
Yeah.
He comes back, he's lighter, he's got the monkey off his back, they're in a really great place, and then he sees his now father,
Mhm.
and the mood changes, and she's begging him, "Don't do anything stupid," and she's about to cry, and she says something to him that I thought was kind of insensitive. She said, "Don't think about the love you could have had. Think about the love been right in front of you," which is kind of insensitive considering it's a parent's love that he never got to meet.
Mhm.
And that's besides the point. Um,
No,
it's
but
the
I
thing
guess
about
to just sorry
no,
to defend, I think she's trying to be like, maybe don't fixate on what you've lost. Look at what you could have. She's trying to. I don't think she's like fuck your mom or fuck your dad. She's just like
no,
kind of like,
no.
it's kind of like, if you hold on to that, it will destroy you, which obviously it does. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
It does, but still, I don't think it was the right thing to say,
Hmm.
or maybe the phrasing wasn't
It's the phrasing.
right.
I think you're right. The phrasing isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I'm not Chelsea's biggest fan. I think for the
Yeah, and I
listeners
think
know that. But she was a casualty and it's
so. I think
unfortunate.
you and I can try and make sense of like Mike White's making her a casualty here because we've said, oh, it's like
Mhm.
she can't fix him,
Mhm.
all of that stuff. But for everyone else who loves Chelsea and
Mhm.
doesn't see the, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to say, oh, we are smarter than everybody else because like you read characters differently, right? But it's like, for
Yeah.
everyone who doesn't see those flaws in Chelsea, this death could come off as an unnecessary gut punch.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I definitely saw takes already.
Oh, I did to, instead of my takes are fresh instead of Twitter, nothing. So yeah,
Yeah.
I, I don't think we're not hedging because we already had this takes about Chelsea and we can kind of make sense of it. But I can see for someone who's like,
Mhm.
oh, Chelsea is my favorite character, my favorite latest character ever.
Yeah.
I can then be like, that was unnecessary, and it's like just it's just a woman dying in service of a man's story,
Mhm.
which I can't argue too much about, even though we can like we have ways that we understand that death, but I can't really
Mhm.
argue too much. Feel like it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Um, I think this is I think depending on where you fall on the moral scale, this could be a quite pessimistic ending, nihilistic maybe,
Mm.
and the other casualty of this shootout to me
Mm.
is Guy Talk. I think
Yes.
we spend the most time with Guy Talk and Mook that we've ever had the
Yeah.
entire season.
Yeah. I'm
And
very heartbroken for Guy
and I think
Talk.
that's like, yeah, and I think that's what I think is my nihilistic. I think that's my quiet being the most nihilistic in the entire, I think that's his most nihilistic ending of
Yeah.
this. Obviously Chelsea and Rick died, but like of this show, it's like,
Yeah.
because the moment
No.
he takes that first shot, I'm like, oh
Oh,
fuck.
that broke me, man.
And then I'm like,
Oh.
okay, even at the end, I'm like, oh, maybe he's the one in the monastery. And then like, it's not.
Mhm.
So I'm like, oh, like he's fully in the dark side. That's not how I would put it. Like he
Fully.
throws away his morals.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I don't know if it's necessarily for Mook, but I definitely think Mook has played a big part in getting him to that
Definitely.
point, right? I don't think he
Definitely.
shoots Rick in that moment because like it's thinking of Mook, but like we know she's like it's the way she's like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna quit. He's like, you know what, my mom's back hurts,
Yeah.
so I can't really come out tonight.
He's like, "Tomorrow, I'll think about it." Jeez.
And he was about to quit. I don't feel like if he had quit, he would not have been there to do the shoot. And that's when I was like, oh, this is actually quite up the like the most
Mhm.
kind of like the most depressing ending of all the storylines,
Mhm.
I think. Um, yeah, and then I don't know. I think we've kind of covered the kind of shootouts because we get Jim, 3, 5 people die. The 2 bodyguards, Jim, Rick,
Yeah.
and Chelsea.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this Chelsea death is not gonna go. I'm just thinking of it. It's not
Oh,
gonna
it's
go
not
down
going
well.
good. It's
It's
not
not
going
gonna go
good.
down. But again, it's White Lotus. I mean, we discussed this before. First season was Armand. One person dies,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
It's an accident. It's a black comedy kind of death. Second season
Yeah.
is like all these bad evil gays die, and then Tanya dies, but at the same time she's like, it's her second season. It makes sense
Mhm.
that you're going to end that character there. And then this, I'm just like, I don't think it's out of place, but I'm intrigued to hear the takes. I'm intrigued to hear the takes.
Yeah, I really do want to see what the people are saying. And I say that with a pinch of salt because I don't really like
Oh,
what
when I
people have
say
been
takes, I
saying.
don't mean
Okay.
I don't mean like the run of the
Okay, okay,
mill
okay, okay.
Twitter
Yeah, yeah,
accounts.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, I
yeah, yeah,
mean
yeah, yeah.
because Chelsea is universally loved, and I do mean by
She is.
the smart critics and the like conscious critics, and everybody loves Chelsea except us that
Mm-hmm.
apparently had this problem with her. And it's part of us could be like, no, definitely not, we told you so. We're like, okay, it makes sense to us because she's not perfect. But at the same
Yeah,
time, to
but
everybody else
still.
who,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I'm like, even to be honest, even us that were like, oh,
Yeah, I
you
don't.
shouldn't save somebody. I think we can still be like, did you need to kill?
No, yeah, I don't think she needed to die.
Like we can try and make sense of it based on our thoughts on her already, but it's also
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess White Lotus hasn't proven to be a vindictive show.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why this is surprising. You and I discussed this actually. I was like, and we're gonna get to this, but if Lachlan had died, I think it might have been easy. It might be easier for me to understand the Chelsea one or to accept the Chelsea one because I'd be like, oh,
Really?
I'd be like, oh, okay, you're being mean,
Okay.
right? I'm like, oh, because we discussed it how he's never really punished
Yeah,
rich
they're rich
people
people.
or quote unquote innocent people, right? So I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, if he's killing Lachlan, who for whatever he did on the boat is presented in this episode as the best of the Bradleys, right? He's the one that can
Mm-hmm.
live without the money. So if he's killing
Mm-hmm.
him as well, and let's just go to Lachlan, let's go to Ratcliffe since this right here.
Yeah.
If he's killing them as well, then I'm like, okay, you're just killing everybody. Not everybody, but you're not
Yeah. There's
choosing.
no criteria, yeah. It's
But
just
then
killing.
when Lachlan survives, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
do you not have the balls to kill Lachlan?
I think it would have been too much for Tim
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
if
that, I mean,
Locke
that
would
definitely be
die.
too much for two. Because we don't actually, I mean, we don't know if the guy's good. I mean,
No,
Saxon gives me a look, but that look could be anything. So we don't actually know
anything.
if they
We
have
don't
money or
know.
not.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I
But it feels like on the boat, like as they're leaving, he's gotten the monkey off his back. I think he's
because I think because he
better.
leaves. It's funny because the second time you're using that term,
Yeah,
and I
sorry.
think
I'm
no,
staying
but I
on
just think
theme.
yeah, but I think for both of them,
Yes.
it's a false getting of the monkey off the back, which is why I found it
Mm,
interesting, both
mm-hmm.
for Rick and
For Tim.
for Tim. But
Mm-hmm.
the monkey is not. He thinks I think he thinks he's finally told his family, which he hasn't. He just kind of like went
But
around it.
the way I looked at it was he thought losing Lachlan was the worst thing, and maybe their financial status, whatever that is going to be, just doesn't compare to losing his child,
Oh, you think
right?
almost losing Lachlan kind of
Yeah,
realigned his
yeah,
ideals for him?
yeah.
You would think that he didn't need a near death for that to happen as a father, but I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Um, um, yeah, no, I think I agree with that, but like, this doesn't change the fact that that Victoria was like, I don't want to like be poor,
Yeah.
or that Piper is like, I can't eat food that doesn't have
Oh
salt.
my gosh, that scene
I
was
was I was
oh,
laughing. I
it
couldn't
was
stop laughing
so good. It was so good.
because we knew she wasn't gonna like.
She was
We knew
not
she wasn't
about
gonna
that
do it for a
life.
stupid reason, but I didn't know it was gonna be this
No,
stupid.
she's not about that life. She's just like her mom. And that's okay.
Victoria was so happy. She was so happy in that scene.
The glee in her face.
I've won. Saxon is living the holiday the best of the Ratcliffes, like the
Yeah.
most improved. Like he's. I don't think he knows that Chelsea's dead when he leaves, which is kind of sad.
Yes. I also don't think Chloe's aware either.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she'll be
Vacation
fine.
friends.
Yeah, I
Should
don't
be
think we're gonna leave
alright.
it. Okay, so let's talk about after dinner drinks. Tim, this is the
Yeah.
culmination of like Tim's 5-6 episode run of trying to think
Mm.
about which of his children he will kill and all that stuff. And then he finally takes the plunge and he poisons them.
Mm-hmm.
But then he stops, right? He stops when he can't get through it when they're
Yeah.
drinking and all that stuff. And it's funny because like when he first blends it and he puts the blender down, I'm like, oh, okay, so someone is gonna come in and like and do that. But then the show didn't even do that. The show just went straight to him making the smoothie.
Yeah.
And I think after that, like the show is maybe because Lachlan was going to die in the end, but the show is very like we're not hiding it. Like this is the blender. Someone's
Mm-hmm.
probably Lachlan going to come and make a smoothie in the morning, and like it's
Mm-hmm.
not even trying to be like cute. It's like we know
Yeah.
that you know that this is what's going to happen. And yeah, I don't know. Okay, so you were happy that Lachlan didn't die. Not
I
really, maybe
wouldn't
not
say
happy.
I was happy. Yeah, I was like, okay, that's good that he didn't die. I was fully when he saw the lights and
I
the
thought it was done.
monks, I thought it was done. I thought it was game over. But then they panned
Mm,
like the next scene and he's opening his eyes. I was like, okay, that's good. That's not bad. Cause I don't know, it would have just been so complicated if he died. Just because of I don't know if I'm being silly, but the relationship had with his siblings and how it's been left. Like Piper is kind of annoyed at him. She doesn't want to
yeah,
wreck his life, and Saxon hasn't even looked him in the eye
yeah.
since they left the boat.
It's
It'll
funny. I
just
was
be
thinking
tragic.
Tim
Hmm.
wanted to kill everybody and leave
Except,
Lachlan alone. Is he
yeah,
crazy?
yes, yes,
I mean, yes, he is crazy, but Jesus Christ, they could talk about trauma.
insane. Like what is it called? Murder suicide and leave one person.
Apparently, there's a term for people like Tim. They're called family annihilators.
Oh,
Exactly.
wow, very fitting.
Clay's entire family. I was like, what do you want Lachlan to do next?
He's like,
Like,
grab a Coke. Sir?
it's like, just kill him. Just kill him, kill everybody, just kill him, man. What do we think was the point of this story? I think we can discuss. I think we have a good ideas, but like, what do you think was the point of the
Mm,
Ratcliffe story?
I don't know. It's just another, the token rich family of the season, the struggles, interrelationship problems. Um, Sorry. I'm just thinking about how Victoria actually knows that they're in Thailand.
I was like, oh, thank God.
The
I
whole
was like, oh,
time.
I genuinely was like, oh, thank God.
Sorry,
She
it's just
finally,
ringing in my mind.
and I was like, oh, she finally
But
clocked it. I mean, I think it's I think it's like, this is a family that ends up being almost irredeemable.
mm,
Like, Piper comes in on this whole mission of, I'm going to be monk for a year, and then she can't do it because of the food and because there's no air conditioning. Things that, like, should have been quite obvious.
mm-hmm,
Right. Victoria never changes. Victoria is who Victoria is from this first episode to the last episode.
mm-hmm,
Um, and Tim is, look, I think we can actually analyze Tim in a bunch of different ways because, like, he's still a man who is willing for most of the show to kill
mm-hmm.
his entire family before just telling them the truth.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know if there's anything, I don't know if you can redeem this. I don't think he's redeemed at the end. I think he might have found
no.
peace, but I think it's false peace.
Yeah, like you said, again, it's like a false sense of the monkey being off his back. He's not He just told them that. I honestly think he just told them that because they're leaving. They got on the boat
And they're
and they
about to
have
check
their
their phones.
phones. Yes. He wouldn't have told them. He told them because he had to, not
Mhm.
because he needed to. He had the entire week at the resort and he just kept having murder fantasies every night.
And yeah, and then Saxon, I think, is the most improved, but really in this large scale of things, maybe marginally just more than everybody else.
Mm,
Like, he's still someone who is very fixated on work, and like you said, he doesn't have anything else. And yeah, he's trying to improve, but like, God knows how long that will last. He's reading the book, so that's more than I gave him credit for. I didn't think he was going to read the books, but he did go to Duke, so.
let's see what happens when they get back to North Carolina. I don't have much faith in Saxon changing.
It sucks. I agree with you, but I do think, like I said, I think he's the most improved on but marginally.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's like, okay, you're the only one he's the only one who I think finished the holiday with a little bit more depth than at the start. Right, I think Piper surprises herself by how little depth she has.
Mm,
Like Victoria knew who she was from the jump. I think when Tim can sit down, I'm like, oh fuck, I was actually about to kill my family because of money.
mm-hmm.
Like, him not to doing it doesn't automatically make him an okay person. Like, the fact that he considered it.
No.
And then Lachlan still jerked off his brother. I don't know how else to put it. It's like, there's nothing else to get to.
He's
And
a people pleaser.
I found out to be flimsy. I don't know if I believe that. It felt like something that he's told himself in the last 24 to 48 hours to explain his behavior. I just, I don't know if, I think it's
Mm,
he's like, how do I explain this to myself? And that he's come up with that answer. I don't know if I
mm.
think it's, yeah, I don't know. Like, do you know how much pleasing, like, you can be the most pleasing of people pleasers. I'm not about to do that to my brother.
It was crazy.
Um, Belinda is, I was very intrigued where Mike White ended most of these stories.
Really?
I, except really the Ratcliffs, because the Belinda one is, she takes the, no, she doesn't take the money. Let's, first of all, shout out to everybody last week that was like, she should ask for more.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Were you surprised that, one,
He
were you surprised
gave.
that she went with this, and two, were you surprised that like the show ended with her basically having a happy ending?
Um, yes, on both counts. Because she was so adamant on not wanting the blood money and not taking even the 100K to then going with Zion to negotiate and get 5 million. I was very, very shocked that she even went through with it. Two, I was very shocked that she got a happy ending. Just based off what we've seen from a returning character. Um, was her ending, was it fully happy? I don't know. Maybe it's just the romantic in me. I was really sad about the porn chai
I
situation,
have
but
I
she
have
got her
thoughts about that. I
money.
have thoughts about that point right then.
Yeah.
First of all, it's so just it's at Android42 who commented on that YouTube channel with a very funny comment last week about how 100K is nothing, and I were like, oh, we think 1 million is too much, but Zion came with his business degree,
Yeah.
and he was like 5 million, and so I never thought she was gonna have a bad ending. I think I said this from the beginning. Like, I didn't think
Yeah,
Mike
you
White was
did.
gonna bring her back to do a
Yeah.
bad thing.
Hmm.
But I thought she was here to get justice for Tanya, which I didn't really. I was like, I don't care about this. Like, she shouldn't care about Tanya.
Hmm.
But the fact that she got 5 million and that Greg is also has a happy ending surprised me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, that they both get
Yeah.
their own happy ending. I was like, that's when I was like, oh, this show is quite nihilistic. This season is quite nihilistic.
Yeah.
It's quite depraved because what's her name? Belinda.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I agree, and you agree, we discussed it last week, she
Mm-hmm.
does circumvent her morals for the money. And if we're looking from a big picture, good and evil thing,
Mm.
that's not a good thing to do.
Yeah,
Right? Which is kind of
guess.
like, no, we can agree. We're just like, so if you're like looking for like, that's more of the nihilistic side. It's like human
Yeah.
beings would always choose money over the moral. And I was like, how? That's interesting that I agree that she should do it, but like, it's just interesting that you're
Mm.
making her go against her morals for this decision. And I was like, oh. And I don't mind it. It's just, again, from a what is he trying to say
Yeah.
standpoint. I was like, huh. The punch I won, and this might be me reaching, but in that conversation with Ponchai, I was like, has she become his Tanya?
Mm. That's a good question. But when he brought up the business plan to them, did she say yes?
Not to us. I think she was like, it's still a dream and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
and obviously it's not as if he doesn't know she has the money to do it. But the conversation they had in this episode made it feel like
Felt
they
like.
had they had gone a few
Mm-hmm.
steps further down the line, because it seemed like he
Yeah.
was like, what about our plan? And she's like, well, my circumstances have changed, which was kind, I don't know if it's word for word, but it's almost felt very much like Tanya was saying. It was like, well, things have
Mm.
changed and I can't really do it again. And that kind of, I don't know. I was like, to me, I was like, oh, has she become his Tanya? Obviously, I don't think it's as, because Tanya's one was brazen. She offered and then pulled it.
Yeah.
But
But that's a good point. It's a very good
yeah.
shout.
And then I think just the fact that like we see him at the end, he is waving her
Yeah.
goodbye. He's the staff and she's the guest now, and he's waving her goodbye. And I was like, oh, I don't think it's like, I don't think he needs to go off the rest of his 3 years angry at her, but it does feel like, let me put it this way, he might not be her Tanya to him, but I think to us, he's her Tanya, because now she's got the
Mm-hmm.
money and her immediate instinct is to just like she said, be rich
Girl.
for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, she's not breaking his heart, obviously, but like, she could do the business with him, but she's
Mm-hmm.
choosing to just enjoy her money, which again
Mm-hmm.
is not the wrong choice, but it is the more selfish, less
Mm-hmm.
moralistic choice, right? Just in line with that whole thing. So I found that very
Yeah.
interesting as well. Um, anything you want to say about? And let's talk about Greg while I'm here as well, because his wink at the end, I was like, God damn it, do I like Greg? I was like, at the end when he winks at Chloe and the guy,
And the guy?
I was like, is Greg cool? I was like,
No.
are you sure?
He's a weirdo.
Counter. Did you see
He's
the house?
sick. I did, yeah.
He has his own waterfall.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, Greg.
yeah. Any thoughts on the Greg, Belinda, Zion whole thing?
I was very surprised he gave them 5M, though. I
Peace
didn't
of
think
mind.
he would. But yeah, 1% for your peace of mind. It's a very good
1%.
deal. Yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
Zion was like, how many years do you have left? I was like, it's like fair. I was like, fair. Have we touched on everybody except obviously the last group?
Valentin
Valentin and Guy
and
Talk.
Guy Talk.
So we don't know if Guy Talk tells reports
Doesn't
because we
look
don't
like
see
he
Valentin.
did.
Doesn't look like he
He's
did.
partying at the end.
He is partying. You're right. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
And they're doing. So you might not know this, but like, was the woman with, was the person that Laurie went home with, was that his ex? Was that his girlfriend or was that a new woman?
No, no clue. No clue. I didn't pay
Yeah,
that much
because I guess
attention.
because if it's a new woman, then I guess just running the scam again.
Yeah.
Because I do think that's a scam that they do continuously.
Yeah.
He finds the women, he takes them out, and then they do what Cash App, Zelle. Okay, so he doesn't report. You're right, because like we see him.
He doesn't. Yeah.
And again, I guess the moment he shoots that gun, this goes back to the sadness of Guy Talk storyline. The moment he shoots that gun, it's like, why do you need to keep like what do you need to keep morals for?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's broken the the one.
One thing.
Yes, he's one guiding principle. He's like, okay, well, I can just
Yeah.
let this guy go, and I'm not going to be working here anyway. I'm going to be her private security guard.
Bodyguard. Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's yeah. Okay, so let's talk about our faves. The three men.
Yes.
I might be the most intrigued to hear your thoughts on where this storyline ends.
Oh, I thought it was beautiful. Their dinner and Lori's like kind of speech, like
Yeah,
spiel. I thought it was beautiful. And it also made me think about, because I know I was very, very like harsh on
harsh.
the friendship
Mm-hmm.
and like towards Jacqueline and Kate. But Lori, because Lori is the one in the friendship, obviously, and her just being like, I am happy that you're beautiful and I'm happy that your life is beautiful and I'm just happy that I get to experience it and
Mm-hmm.
just be here with you guys. And I just thought it was so beautiful. And female friendship is just so beautiful. It might be complicated, might be messy sometimes, but it's just so,
Are you feeling vindicated that they ended
wholesome.
that they left the holiday still friends,
Yeah.
despite me saying that they would lose one?
Yeah.
I spoke too soon. That was a great scene.
It was beautiful.
I don't know if it's too little, too late in terms of Carrie Coon winning the Emmy,
Annie.
because it feels like Parker Posey might have sealed that just
Yeah.
for being fun, because it's not like her character
Yeah.
really has much growth or
No.
any growth at all.
I mean,
But
she wasn't on lorazepam, so I guess she doesn't
sure,
even need it. She's cuckoo all on her own.
when she's like, Tim, there's wine behind you. She's like, is that it? So what?
What a lady.
That's wine behind you. No, it was a great scene. Carrie Coon
Hmm.
was, oh god, she was so
She's
good in
so
that scene.
good.
She was so
So
good in
good.
that scene. And I was very intrigued that this was his final, again, I was just very intrigued with his final statement
Hmm.
on this friendship. Because again, we're firmly of the belief that like, these guys shouldn't be friends. They shouldn't be
Yeah.
together. Like, they should just go their own separate ways.
Yeah.
And, and Jacqueline's about to go down that path, in my opinion, because she's like, I've been happy all week. And I'm like, okay, read the room,
Yeah.
Jacqueline. But then I don't know, the way like Laurie pulls it back, and she obviously
Yeah.
says her whole thing about how she's been sad.
I
And
also
I
think
get it. Yeah, go ahead.
no, finish. I was just gonna say, I think Lori's just I think it's a thing of acceptance and knowing who your friends are and just taking them for who they are and trying to see their the good intentions in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because to
Yeah.
be fair, Jack did pay for this trip. And maybe that's just her own way of, being a good friend. And Kate worries and Kate cares about your well-being and how you're doing and stuff. And maybe that's just Kate's way. I don't know.
There's something Jacqueline says when she's like, people judge you for your superficial flaws and you judge me, if I can't remember the word she uses,
Mm-hmm.
but something flaws. Like, it's kind of
Yeah.
like, and I guess it's the thing about when you know people, right? It's
Yeah.
a double-edged sword. When you know
Mm-hmm.
people, they know the best way to like get under your skin.
Mm-hmm.
But also, there are things that they might not be doing intentionally, or it's just part of them, but it really gets to you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, Jacqueline's defining characteristic might not be that she is selfish or she does this thing. Maybe like you said, she's the other ways that she shows her love. But
Yeah.
this is the one thing that she's been doing for 20 years and
Mm-hmm.
sorry, for like 30 years. And it gets to Laurie. So even if she does a little bit of it,
Yeah.
because I don't think Jacqueline is getting with Valentine with the idea of like this will piss off Laurie. She's just what's the word? She just doesn't see it. She doesn't care.
Yeah. She was just trying to satisfy her flesh. I don't think she thought
Exactly.
about it deeply.
And I think so. I think that's the thing. But like to Jacqueline, it's like you obviously knew, and you like
Yeah.
it's not that you didn't care. It's like you chose to do it. And I think that's just
Mm-hmm.
like I just did think this was where the friendship was going to end. They solidified themselves as being the best storyline this season.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I
I'm not
mean,
mad
obviously,
at it
yeah,
at all.
I like it because there were points where I was like, is this wrong? Not wrong. I was like, is Laurie wrong to
Mm.
forgive them? And I was like, actually, no, because
Mm.
Laurie's probably done some shit herself. Like, we know she bitched about Jacqueline, she bitched
Mhm.
about Kate. It's just that obviously we feel the most empathy for Laurie, but at the
For
same time, it's
Lori.
like, she's not, she's not perfect. So I
Yeah.
did like, oh God, when she was like, so to be at the table. And because I get that. I think I have some friendships where I'm just like, I just want to be in your orbit.
Mm.
I don't necessarily need to be, it's just like, I enjoy being around you.
Mhm.
Like, it doesn't have to be me. I don't have to get the like attention in this thing, or it's just like,
Yeah.
love being present for your wins, right?
Mhm.
Um, I mean, you want to present for all your friends' wins, but it's like sometimes it's like, I don't even want to win, or I don't mind
Yeah.
not winning. It's just like, I want to be. So, and I was like, oh, I thought it was a great thing. And obviously their reactions and everyone's like tearing up and all of that. And
Yeah.
I was just like,
I
oh,
was
this is
tearing
actually,
up. It was beautiful.
okay. I was not tearing up, but I'm glad you were able to
Okay.
expand some emotions. I was just, yeah, I just thought, I thought they were all, I thought we were all good. I just thought it was good. And obviously they get to witness
The
Hollinger's death.
shooting, yeah.
Yeah. Because there was a point I was like, is one of them going to die? No. I mean, no, I was
Oh,
hoping not.
that
So I was
would
like,
not be okay with me. I would
that would have been
actually
a real
fight.
situation of like unnecessary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then they're all, what does she say? She says that I don't have any belief system and like time is my belief system. That's what she's, that's a
Yeah.
really good monologue. And if we had more time, I'd
Yeah.
have written it out to talk about it in depth. But it's just like,
Yeah.
I am not going to put my identity in my family or in my job or
Mhm.
even in my children, like being a
Yeah.
mother is just gonna be like in time, in relationships, the relationships that I have spent time
Yeah.
cultivating or experiencing and things like that. I think that's a beautiful sentiment. It's
No,
like
it's so beautiful.
all you can really attribute to yourself is the things like
Mhm.
that you've experienced and the things that people that you've been
And
with
who
and all of
you've
that
been with,
stuff.
yeah. Yeah, and, like, the people around you, the memories that you have with those people, and just the life you're building with them.
Hmm. And I think White Lotus as always is always at its best when it's writing about relationships between people.
Mhm.
Like you and I on record, like obviously it helps for the engine of the show, but if you told us next season had nobody died, I wouldn't care
I
because
would watch it.
that's not why I tune into the show, right?
Yeah.
I don't tune in to know who dies. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of things here that I think people will always disagree on. I think the
Mhm.
Gaito Mook thing is basically a litmus test for people. Like
Yeah.
people might not see Mook as that toxic. It might not be. Hey, is she toxic? Is that a good word to even use?
I don't know if it's toxic, but she definitely did not play a good role in Guy Talk's life
Yeah.
decisions.
And I don't think she's a nothing character because people like because there's an argument to be made. I don't agree with it. That, oh, she's only here to again to spur on guy talk, but I think she presents a real thing. I think she's a person who has like she clearly has her own ideas. Obviously, she's not the main character in this storyline.
Mhm.
Nobody's arguing that, but I think there are things here that are important. Yes, to guy talk, but like it's just or rather, it's to guy talk story. But I think it's
Mhm.
important the way she chooses to reject or accept him based on his like accomplishments. I thought that
Yeah.
was, I don't think that's something to just scoff at. I thought it was
Yeah.
interesting the way she kind of did that. Um, but yeah, I do think that this is a more nihilistic ending than, is anyone living this holiday better off than, well, okay, no. Some people are better off, but like, is anyone living this holiday not scarred?
Not scarred. I don't think so.
I think it's just Victoria.
Just yes.
Benefits of
Yes.
just being drugged out throughout your life. Because everyone else is like, this was not a good holiday. Like, yeah,
It
no, this was
wasn't
not a good
great.
holiday.
No.
Like,
No.
the women are obviously maybe they're better off in terms of their friendship, but they did still have an insane blowout
Mm-hmm.
and saw somebody die and almost died. So it's
Yeah.
like the Ratcliffe's obviously that goes without saying. I guess maybe Belinda and her son.
Zion saw a dead body.
He did say dead body. Who? So we're guessing that was Rick, right?
Yeah, but there were two of them.
No, it's probably
Like,
one of the guards. Maybe it's one of the guards.
one of the guards. Yeah.
One of the guards, yeah, because it wasn't wearing what Rick was wearing.
Yeah.
Are you happy with where Rick's storyline ends? Because that's the one with the shooting and everything. Like,
Honestly, yes. I feel. Oof, this is gonna sound very dark, but death was the only way for him
mhm,
to to get some peace, at least in his life. If he killed his dad, but if he managed to stay alive and Chelsea died, he's thinking of that and he's thinking, shit, I actually killed my dad. I
yeah,
I think death was the oh God, this is dark. Death was the only way out for Rick. Like realistically.
yeah. I mean, this is a much better ending than if you ended last episode
Mm-hmm.
with him like trying to push what's his name, Jim's chair over.
Yeah.
And I think, like I said, I think his story is quite obvious. Like, I'm intrigued if I read an interview and somebody says something differently. It's just like, it's there. It's like vengeance and hate will
Yeah.
guide you down this path, and this is what it is. It's inevitable. Like you said, it's the only way out. And on one hand, it can affect the people you do love, and on the other
Yeah.
hand, which is what I'm choosing to believe until I'm proven wrong by in my quiet interviews, that if you're Chelsea and you try to save somebody, they will eventually bring you down because you can't save
Yes.
them.
Thank you, because now I'm remembering our discussion from last week and how she was telling Saxon about she sees this sadness in his eyes and she wants to save him. And
Mhm.
yeah, trying to save him is what got her killed.
Yeah. No, yeah,
It
I agree with
is.
you. And I think that's the way I personally can. Honestly, I'm just gonna leave Twitter for the like a month, honestly, just so I can detox. I saw what it takes. But that's the way I personally can understand or interpret that her death, right?
Yeah.
Because to me that's the reason she dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we've covered. Is there anyone we haven't covered? Oh, Fabian's fall into the. Oh, I was like, that was what I was like. Oh yeah, our read last week was correct.
It's
This man is a joke.
defo a joke.
Yeah,
He's a
it's
big
like
joke.
when, I burst out laughing when he falls. Also, I'm sorry if you're what's his name, Jim. Don't carry a gun if you clearly just are not equipped to use it. Like this, you're an old man. Why are you carrying
He
this gun? Like,
Rick pulled it
like
out so quickly. No stress.
I was like, oh, come on, Jim. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Even when he flashed it, you could tell he had no capacity to use it.
Use it. I think, yeah, I think we are both on board. Is like the whole "is your dad? Is your
Yeah,
dad?" Is
I
like,
hate it. I hated
let's
that
not do
line
that.
reading.
Let's,
I'm
yeah,
not. Yeah, no, I'm not a film person. Like a film. I'm not Banky essentially, but I hated that line reading.
I don't
It
think.
was so tacky.
I don't. This the line reading, the line, the placement of the line, all of these things. Just
Ugh.
like it's just we could have done a second pass. We didn't have to do this.
Yeah.
I still think revealing that he was the dad before would have been a better way to do it. And
Mhm.
even it goes down on the point a lot more that doesn't matter to him. He's like fixated on his vengeance. I just
Mhm.
didn't like the fact of like, no, it just to me. I think that, and obviously Chelsea dying, which I'm a lot more warm to them. So most people would be are the
Mhm.
only kind of two asterisks on like the whole end of the Rick plotline to me.
Mhm.
Um MVPs of the season, character, actor, actually both character and actor.
Parker Posey, Victoria Ratliff.
Really?
She did it for me. It was just fun to see like so many serious things going on, and there's Victoria saying, "I'm praying to Jesus that those Buddhists don't take my daughter away," or I'm praying that she has a terrible night. Just being a kook. I enjoyed that.
One Emmy, who does he go to? Victor Parker Posey?
don't make me do this. I wish they could split it because my second is Carrie Coon as Lori.
I think for me it's Carrie Coon.
Yeah.
I think I can't give a character in that friendship group. Oh, actually, one other question. Best storyline.
I'm sorry, it's still the friendship group for me.
Yeah. Okay. Final question. Like, these are all of the dome. So, final question. Most surprising like performance, like someone that you're like, oh, I didn't think that actually worked. I didn't expect that to work for me. Oh, I didn't know you had that in you.
Who? I don't know. Is this like someone I already knew?
It can be anyone. Just like, oh,
Anyone?
I'm impressed. Yeah. Most impressive performance. Most impressive like for Carrie. It can be Carrie Coon for me because like I knew she had this in her. If anything, maybe
Yeah,
she
I
even
can't say
underplayed
that
some
either.
parts.
Yeah.
Like so, like it's like someone I didn't know you had that in you. Okay, I'll go through my answers. What you think?
Yeah.
So best character. I it might be Victoria. You're right, because like I can't pick one character from the friendship group.
Yeah.
It can't really be Laurie because like I feel like she shares so much with the others.
They all work together.
But actor is Carrie Coon.
Yeah.
What else did I say? One Emmy. Carrie Coon for this dinner. I'm sorry. Like I understand giving Victoria Ratliff like because she made you laugh, but like in terms of acting, like I think it's Carrie Coon in this dinner, so I'll give it to Carrie Coon. The two dinners, this one and last week when she unleashes on them. Most impressive was Schwarzenegger. I didn't know. I was like, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I didn't.
I wanted to say him too, but yeah, no, he was doing some acting.
Yeah,
but people are like, he's not acting. But I think they're just being dicks. He did a good job.
Has a say about it. Yeah, I think it's rude. I don't like sort of people like that. But yeah, it's like
no, he did. He did.
Also, I'm sorry.
A good job.
Did you watch Gen V?
Yes, I did. Of course, I did.
Golden Boy is very different from this, so it's like, which one is like okay? Whichever way, if he sucks in and then he's acting as Golden Boy, then he's still a good actor.
Yeah.
Okay, so we probably won't do this because, like I said, Last of Us starts next week. But if you guys really have questions and thoughts, and maybe if Lolade and I like, oh shit, we have so much we didn't talk about, because like I said again, this is all straight off. Like I can't explain to you guys how unprepared we are. Like we literally finished watching this episode 5 minutes before we started recording. No notes, nothing. So if we have takes, I'm like, oh, I want to discuss, maybe we'll do something over the weekend or just during the week and put it out later in the week, stroke early next week. If you have things you want to ask us, DM us, put in the comments. Obviously, I try to reply all the comments, but if there's something that we think, oh, maybe it requires a conversation, maybe we might do a follow-up thing. We probably won't. I'm not putting that out there. Like, there's a good chance we won't do it. But if we feel like there's a need to do it, we will do it. Lolade, this has been very fun.
It has.
Culminating
I've had a great time.
I have had a great time. Shout out to Obiora, who was here for like 2 episodes, but he had exams, so hopefully those exams went well. Yeah, this has been very, very fun 2 months, culminating in the most chaotically scheduled recording we've ever done on the podcast. Hopefully the result is not as chaotic.
Guys, buy us a coffee, donate, see what we do for you.
Yes, the link is right there in the description where it says you can support us, or if it says buy us a coffee, just donate there, please. And then watch Righteous Gemstones, because
yes,
if you need more Walton Guardians,
yes,
if you haven't watched Righteous Gemstones before, just start from season 1. It's really good.
You will have a great time.
Really if you want a reason to watch it, last week, John Goodman and Megan Mullally did 6ix9ine. Like, I don't know how else to pitch the show to you. Like, what more do you want from a comedy?
Very, very frightening scene, guys.
2 of our finest comedic and dramatic actors were doing 6ix9ine in their 60s. I don't know how old Goodman is. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much for listening, Lolade. Thank you very much for sacrificing your time and your sleep. Right back at you. Just before we go, we've covered everybody, right? Because this is it.
I mean, if we didn't cover them, then they weren't memorable.
Yeah.
But we covered everyone. Yeah.
You get to be one person. Let me live this show. You get to be one person. Who do you choose?
On
I know
this
my answer.
season?
Yeah.
Ugh, cha. I don't know if I'd want to be anybody. I'm
Yeah, but you have to
sorry.
pick one person. Just pick one person. First of all, no, I think, okay, well, I kind of know my answer actually.
No, you go first. What's your answer?
Greg Gary.
Greg.
Did you see his house?
Fair.
Did you see his house?
Fair. I don't know.
I think he's safe for me. Like, he's the one person I get to pick actually.
Yeah. Honestly, none of the above. Love them. Wouldn't want to beat them.
Or Punch Eye, but no, don't want to be. Greg Gary's a
giving
billionaire,
massages.
man. Yeah, it's like, no. Okay, let's wrap it up there. Thank you, man, for listening, guys. Lolade, thank you very much. See you in a few weeks, hopefully. Okay, bye, guys. See you next week with what's going on, Daniel Kaluuya.
Bye.
Bye.